Hello to you all. I'm here for another unboxing. Today I have a FNH 509 LS Ledge. This firearm comes in just a cloth bag. I kind of do miss the cases. FN pistols come in the black case with all blue inside. I really like those. But this one right here just comes in a bag. Zippers on the side. Open it up. And we have pistol, some mags. I'm looking at this pouch first. We have some mounting plates, required lock. You have a guide for all the mounting plates, what works with what optics, and your user manual. Down here, we have the pistol itself. 3 17-round mags, and down here we have a replaceable back strap. All right, so the 509 LS Edge. The LS stands for long slide, and surprisingly, looking at this handgun with these cuts on the slide, you might think this is geared towards competition, but on FNH's website, this is marketed as a extremely tactical handgun. So a lot of the features on it are very nice. I'll start from the bottom and work my way up and around. On the bottom you have a nice flared magazine well that feels like it is aluminum. On the front here you have your magazine well screw. I'm not sure if there's any aftermarket ones for it yet, but just unscrew that and you're able to take the magazine well off. They do advertise this new polymer, this grip texture they have. It is actually very nice. So it gives you plenty of friction when this is in your hand. I don't like the texture on the front and the back of the grip, however. They did an excellent job around here, but these are kind of lacking in any kind of grip texture. It does come with a removable back strap. This one came with 2. It looks like this might be the larger one, and this one is the smaller one. The magazine release is right here. I definitely like the way they did the magazine release. It's a little bit more elongated than other ones that are usually a bit either just rectangular or circular, but it fits right in between your fingers and thumb when you have a good shooting grip, able to come down and depress that really nicely. Overall, with the magazine magwell and this grip, it makes the insertion and releasing mags very easy. I'm doing it at a weird angle right here. Don't let that discourage you. I'm looking through a camera and trying to do it. But they also have aluminum base plates on the magazine. These are, well, that one's gone, but these are 17 rounds. And they do come in 10 where states where they do require you to have 10. But the magazine release, I like that right there. Trigger guard, I usually like the squared off trigger guards because I do like to wrap my offhand pointer finger around. I'm able to manage with this, but nothing really special about this trigger guard right here. Slight undercut, but overall the pistol does feel good in the hand. The trigger, it's obviously a striker-fired pistol. It does come with a very nice trigger. There is very little take up, especially compared to other striker-fired triggers. You press the trigger safety right here, and the wall's right there, and it's ready to go. And the reset, not the best, but better than most. Right there. And that trigger breaks as advertised right at 90 degrees, straight up and down. Very nice trigger. I still will say I like the CZ P10 trigger more, especially with the reset. But this is a very nice trigger nonetheless. It comes with an ambi slide release, slide stop, so you're able to do that on both sides. However, the magazine release is not ambidextrous. Going further up on the frame, you have your takedown lever, which is this pistol takes down in a very similar fashion. Twist that, close the slide. You actually do have to pull the trigger for it to go, and there you go. Same as many other pistols out there. Now the slide. So let's start at the top of the slide. You have fixed blacked out iron sights on the rear, and you have your optic plate right here. So if you can track the lines here all the way up to here, this whole thing comes off, and I'll show you guys in a little bit. You're able to put optics on here, and also these fins go away. But right here, these fins, if you need to rack your slide on something, table, belt, something like that, they give you some teeth right here. So you have some grip, some friction to put on against any hard ledge, and you're able to rack that slide. And you're able to do that without having to damage your iron sights. So let's say if you just have a wood table, or let's see if I have anything handy. I don't know. Let's try a magazine. I don't care about messing it up. But just put it on a hard surface. If it's not movable like this is, it's going to be a lot easier to actually just rack the slide from those. But once you put optic, this comes off. And then I guess if you want, you can try to put your optic to substitute that for this design feature right here. They have striations in the back, so you're able to grip also, along with these up here. You have the model on the side over there. And this is where it usually stands out, or it does stand out from other handguns. You have a factory handgun that has some cuts in the slide. You usually don't see that, but it is becoming more popular now. On the front, you have a green fiber optic, and you have a very nice sight picture. Blacked out rear, green fiber optic front. And as I said, this is a long slide, so you do have more of a longer sight radius, which will help aid in the accuracy. Then underneath the hood, you have a 5-inch barrel. That is a 1 in 10 right-hand turn on the barrel. With that 5-inch barrel in the slide, you have about a 6.7-inch sight radius. So this should be a very soft shooting pistol and accurate pistol. So I'm going to show you guys the mounting system that they use on the FN. It's a little bit different. You have 3 different parts that come onto the mounting system. You're going to have your plate, screws, and you have a little rubber insert as well. So these are the optics right here that are able to work with what comes stock with the handgun. Delta Point Pro, RMR, seems like the more popular ones are already highlighted. I would say the Dr. Seymour Burrs, they have kind of fallen off. And of course, your Holosuns, they're a little bit more popular now. I believe they match up with the RMR, or sometimes even Vortex optics. So the gun does come with the required key to remove these screws right here and remove the whole optics cut right here, this cover plate. All right, so it screws off. You're able to remove this whole plate, and as you can see, it covers the area for the optic as well as these guards for your sights right here. And here you have a little rubber seal that helps this mounting system, and I accidentally took the other part with it. So in conjunction with the slide, these holes, this little rubber ring right here, and with the addition to these little plates right here, you're able to mount a wide variety of optics on top of this slide. All right, so to mount the particular optic, I'm going to actually need 4 things, including a set of screws. So here, you just go look at your optic, come over here, see what MRD plate you need. Mine says 501, and 501 is marked with the number 1. The plate I have here says number 1 right there. You can get that to focus. So you see the number 1 right there, and then the A on the bottom means what insert you need. So there are some like little rubber O-rings that you need to go with it. So if you needed something else, the other ones are marked as well. A, so they would use the same little inserts, but on the top they would have different numbers. So that one's 2 there, and just take my word, that's 3 right there. And then with the Delta Point Pro, it actually comes with this little insert on the back that is only for the Delta Point Pro. So that's pretty nice. If you don't have a Delta Point Pro, this will still come with it. It's just pretty much useless to you if you're going to use an RMR or anything else. But this part comes with it just for the Delta Point, so you are able to mount it up. You have your little plate here. And these studs go into the bottom of the Delta Point Pro, and the holes will match up with the screws. And there you have it. FNH 509 LS Edge with a Delta Point Pro mounted on top. And what I have noticed, I think this is due to the design of the Delta Point Pro, you really cannot co-witness it with these. These are suppressor height night sights. Well, not night sights, suppressor height sights. But the dot at the very bottom of the Delta Point Pro, I guess due to the angle of the emitter to the glass, it actually just cuts out as soon as you would have it equal or even with the iron sights. So if you see right there, you see the dot, and then if I just want to go down to co-witness, it's gone. So right there at the bottom of the glass, the emitter is not at the correct angle or something where you can actually co-witness it. I really don't think that's an issue. Even with P09 that I have with a Delta Point Pro on it, which is actually one of my favorite handguns, I don't even have a rear sight. I'm not worried about co-witnessing it at all. The Delta Point Pro give a great window, so it can sit above the iron sights and you'll do just fine. Soft recoil, something like that, it's very easy to track that dot inside that window. But I haven't shot this yet. Once I do get to the range, put some rounds through it, I'll do a review of it. And also I'll do a comparison with this and some other handguns, particularly the Walther PPQ S5 Match, the all steel gun. I looked at the price before I started this video, about $1,200, $1,300, and for a similar price, you could get a all metal, all steel, made in Germany Walther handgun. And I'm going to show my bias already towards the Walther, but I think that's kind of a better buy over this. I have nothing against polymer, but I believe, you know, if you're going to spend over $1,000 for a handgun, I personally would prefer all metal, metal slide and metal frame over, you know, the usual metal up top, polymer on the bottom. It just feels a lot more quality, hefty and everything with the Q5. Now I do believe that is more geared towards competition. It's all steel, over 40 ounces. This comes in around 31 ounces. But even taking that consideration, I still think that's a better buy for what all comes with it, how it looks. It's definitely soft shooter, customizable with the grips and everything. But we'll see how that goes. I definitely like the Walther Q5. These are similarly priced guns. FNH, they are a good company. They make good products as well. I'll compare those two once I get some trigger time with this one. Just stay tuned for that review, and I appreciate you guys watching this one. Have a great day.